Hey everyone, today we are diving into a topic that has been highly requested and quite controversial, and that is being a size queen. I want to share my personal perspectives and experiences and answer some of your most burning questions. Remember, these are my views and everybody's preferences and experiences are unique. So let's get into those questions. Question number 1. In general, from your perspective, what is size queens and what is the purpose of it? Okay, so my definition for a size queen would be a person that has a preference for above average penis. So I would say most size queens would want a dick over probably about 6 inches or more. Its purpose. So the term size queen would identify people with a preference for a big dick that probably wouldn't have sex with men with smaller dicks because it just doesn't feel good to them. Question number 2. Can you even feel anything under 5 inches? Yeah, I can feel it, but it just doesn't feel good to me. They're just physically not big enough to hit the spots that feel really good to me. Question number 3. Why only BBC? You being a white race think white men are inferior. You discriminate. Why so? It's your race. Right, so for me personally, I'm just not attracted to white men. I just kind of find the privilege and sense of entitlement that they appear to be born with just really unattractive. I just don't find it attractive in the slightest. But what I also find a bit weird is that you think I'm discriminating by dating outside of my race. So with this logic, does this mean that everyone that only dates a single race is discriminating against all other races? Because from where I'm standing, the majority of society only dates its own race. So for me, it's about what personally appeals to me, and it's not a judgment on anyone else or any other race. Question number 4. When a man is inside you, can you feel the difference between a length of, say, 7 inches and 8 or 9? Okay, personally, this is a great range of sizes for me. 7 inches would be the kind of minimum I would go for, and then 8 would be chef's kiss, perfect, and then 9 would be more than enough for me. Question number 5. As a size queen, have you ever thought about shooting with dread? So yeah, there has been some conversation between us, but the kind of logistics and the distance has been a bit challenging, and we've just never managed to find the right opportunity, unfortunately. Question number 6. 12 inches, what do you think? I think it's pretty rare. I've only experienced a couple. I think Richard Mann and maybe Damien Daysky are kind of up there towards the 12 inches. And I have to say I did enjoy it. Question number 7. Do they prefer black men? So from a size queen perspective, black men statistically, on average, do have large penises. Yes, I'm aware that some black guys have small penises. But yes, I guess it's possible for some size queens to have a preference for black guys. I do personally, but that's not just down to their dick size. Question number 8. Do you think being a size queen is becoming more popular in the UK? So for me, it's not about popularity, but perhaps more kind of openness in discussing personal preferences. I think there's just been a bit of a shift towards women being able to be honest without kind of fearing judgment. What sensation do you like when it comes to BBC? So for me, I love big dick because I love the sensation of having my posterior fornix hit, which is about 7 inches deep from my understanding. So anything smaller than that just cannot hit that spot for me. So yeah, that's why I personally love a nice big dick. Is there such a thing as too big or abnormally big, even for me? Okay, so I've actually discussed this on my podcast before. If we're talking about length, then I say no, there's no such thing as it being too big, providing the guy knows what he is doing with it. You know, at the end of the day, I don't have to take it balls deep. Question number 11. Why do I, as a tiny dick guy, find size queens high standards so hot? Okay, I mean, I think you're probably better placed to tell me that than I am to tell you. But from my experience, it can be for a number of reasons. So one reason is that rejection fuels kind of motivation, reward, addiction, and cravings in you due to them not being available or interested in you. Secondly, the rejection, it can be a familiar feeling from when you were a child, or if you have a history of rejection, you may subconsciously seek out similar scenarios, hoping that you'll have a different ending. Question number 12. The biggest dick you've seen and also played with. So I'd say probably around 11 to 12 inches, as mentioned above. Sort of Richard Mann, Damien Daysky are probably the largest. Question 13. Why is bigger better? So for me, there are two reasons. One, as I explained earlier, I kind of need that really deep penetration to really enjoy it. But also, I really like the feeling of being stretched. For me, it just kind of really amplifies all the sensations for me. It's just, yeah, just does things for me that a little dick really couldn't. 14. Do you like more length or girth? So this is something else I discuss a lot on my podcast. But for me, both are important. But length, I have to say, is most important. Again, because I like that spot being hit. And a little dick's just not going to get there. But from my podcast, a lot of women say that they prefer girth. Question 15. Who is your favourite size queen to work with? Oh, that is an easy one. Ruby Onyx. We just have great chemistry and shared perspectives, and we just make amazing content together. Question 16. How do I tell my situationship he is too small for me without hurting him? Okay, so I'd advise a few things. Firstly, the good old feedback sandwich always works well. So, you know, start off with something positive, complimentary, and then follow up with the news that he's not big enough for you, and then finish with another positive point. Secondly, I'd recommend using I statements. So focus on your feelings and your experiences rather than making a potentially hurtful statement about your partner's body. And thirdly, if you aren't looking to end things with him, maybe talk to him about exploring different techniques or, you know, using toys that might enhance the intimacy for you both. Sorry about this one's intrusion throughout this episode. He's just a very needy boy. Thank you for joining me for this open discussion. Remember, these are my personal views and experiences. What matters most in any relationship or encounter is respect and consent and communication. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel for more content. Until next time, take care.